something.
Yes.
Let me switch microphones here.
So nothing is lost then.
All right, you got my mic. You got my mic. Yup, there's my mic.
Yes.
All
Do you hear
right,
me?
we are live.
Yes.
Okay, good. Welcome, everybody. My name is Shane Grant, and alongside me today is Deigratia Daniels, and we have a very special guest with us tonight. She has been huh? She has been rocking the world of she's been walking the world of music, going using VR as a platform to go through and as a staging ground, especially over the course of the whole apocalypse last year. Now, will our very special guest please introduce herself?
Hello, everyone. I am Trey Rochelle, songstress, independent singer songwriter and performer. Yeah.
Welcome. I want to say, Miss Rochelle, thank you for joining us here tonight.
Sure. Yeah. No, thank you for having me, Shane.
Mm. I was going to say, you actually joined us for a special time for me and Deigratia here.
Okay.
Yeah, you got us as we're approaching our 1 year anniversary for the Vanishing Point.
Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yep. I should have had some sound effects ready for that.
I know. Happy anniversary. Anniversary.
Oh, see, there you go. There's our sound effects right there.
There we go.
Do you know what today is? It's Vanishing Point anniversary.
Classic. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. No, thank you for having me. It's an awesome day. Yeah, so I'm honored to be.
In regards to just your experience, using this new technology,
Yeah.
kind of going through it. What have you learned? What are the mistakes, the kind of things, and everything that went through in terms of developing to this new system?
Absolutely.
So the first question I have to ask you is, what prompted you to jump into the VR space for your concerts?
Yeah, so once again, as you said, everything changed almost 18 months ago, right? Everything just kind of shifted. And I had an EP that I was ready to put out, and I had all these concerts kind of lined up to go to some different cities and things. And then all of that kind of came to a halt. And so I still had all those plans. And, I actually reached out to Deigratia because, he's all things tech, all things VR, all things in my mind, everything on that plate. I was like, man, I just want to find something new and exciting to do. And VR came up. And so we started kind of looking at some different places and actually found a space out there that had this nice Philly soul kind of vibe, which kind of goes right with my music. I'm kind of like an R&B soul singer. And so it was just perfect. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, like if I could perform in a place like this. And then my mind was blown because it felt like it was something that I would actually see here, but it was with avatars, right? And so it was super cool. And that's what kind of opened me up to VR, and my mind, being a creative, my mind just started exploding from there.
Mm.
Hey, Shane,
I see.
Trey Rochelle, Shane, let's play a clip of it. Can you all see the screen?
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
Let's take a clip. Let's watch a clip.
Yeah.
It's forever in a day. It's just like the summer, spring, winter, and fall. Clap your hands and do that. It gets better with time. I can't get you off my mind. Go get that ring, and I'll get my dress, and we'll let history tell the rest. It's forever in a day. Hey, yeah. It's just like a summer.
All right, I'll let it continue to play in the background. But Shane, I wanted you just to see a clip of it.
Yeah.
Great for our audience to take a look at it as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome.
I mean, I'm sensing a lot of soul coming through here, ma'am. Is that
Oh,
just
thank you.
that kind of natural flow and rhythm right there? So,
Yeah.
so if I might have buried the lead a little bit here, jumping into the VR point. So let me ask
Right.
this question: what prompted you, Trey Rochelle, to go into the music as a field? You heard,
Yeah.
I'm
Just
sensing some.
music in general, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, well, ever since I was a kid, you always have that thing that you do, right? That you like to do. And it was just something I could do. And so then a number of my family members would kind of say, okay, come out here and sing. Oh, go over there and do that dance. And so they would pull me out to entertain. Then I'll go back and, play my Uno cards and my jacks and everything. So then I was in the choir, in church choirs. I was in the choir in school. And so it was just kind of like something that I could do. Some people do band, some people play sports. And so for me, it was always just choir. And it wasn't until my adult life that I actually made a choice to try to just do something that was just for me. And I started taking voice lessons. And probably within the first couple of sessions with my vocal coach, my teacher at the time, and she just stopped in the middle of my warm up and said, "You cannot just keep coming in here singing to me every Wednesday and just doing karaoke. Your voice needs to be heard." And I think at that time, that was kind of like the first spark to me that was like, oh, so there might be
Sure.
something to this voice.
I mean, if your vocal coach is giving you the seal of approval,
Right.
you gotta go through it. You gotta go through it.
Right. And from there, it just kind of climbed, So I was in a music school where kids were learning how to play piano. They were learning how to sing. And so literally to get my confidence up to be a solo person, right? Not just that kid singing in front of family, not just singing in the choir, but actually standing on my own singing. I had to build up a lot of confidence to get to that place. And so I literally did recitals where kids were playing, Mary Had a Little Lamb, and kids were singing songs and things like that. And then here I would come with these big songs and these jazz standards, and they're building up my confidence right there with them. And so it was kind of like a grind and a hustle. And I say that, I found my voice in music. And then I found my voice in life too. So it's a beautiful journey. It's been a beautiful journey.
Something to hear. Lord knows, I wish I had that kind of confidence to go out there and sing like that. Speaking of which, that reminds me, you've been recording your own EP as well, right?
Yeah, I have. So I have a creative partner here. I'm in San Antonio, and so I have a creative partner probably for the past five years. We've been working on music, and then we finally, about 2 years ago, decided to try to just, work towards an album, work towards an EP, and actually released that about a year ago. And so that has been a very, very, very awesome journey. Did it all independently, right? Just had the music, researched how to get it all out there, how to get it distributed, and so it's on all platforms. My tag is I am Trey Rochelle, so you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook with that. And I'm on Pandora, Spotify, all those great places. So just look up Trey Rochelle and I'm there. But yeah, that's been another journey, being an independent artist, right? It's anyone who has that entrepreneurial spirit, you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, as like someone who's like, I have never been in the music industry beforehand, so I never had to go through and learn how to do that kind of thing, that kind of, the recording process and stuff like that, Could you give our audience a little bit of a talk in terms of how that recording process, goes, what goes into making a track on an album, did you and your partner, did you guys like say, okay, this is the lyrics, we're going to make the accompaniment, here's the instruments we're going to use, all right, we're going to make a quick song, like song sheet or something, I'm sorry, what's wrong for song sheet, and that kind of manner of just kind of just belling there? Was it sort of like, okay, we're just going to do a jam session and we'll record what we got? How did it go?
Yeah, so each time it's been a little bit different. So I write almost every day. So I keep lyrics coming and I get inspiration all the time. And so I have a lot of topics, a lot of seeds in my journals and in my phone. And so I always have that set up. But whenever I go, so basically I'll just schedule time to go into the studio. Usually me and him will sit down first and he'll say, okay, Trey, what are you feeling like today? And I'm like, I kind of want an up-tempo one today. And he's like, oh, okay. So then he opens up. He kind of goes through kind of some different beats, different instruments. I'm a live performer, so I do have a cover band here, Massey and the Masterminds, that I perform with. I'm the lead singer for that. And so my background is live music. I love improv live stuff. So he already knows that I like that. So usually maybe we'll pull out like a bass and get a nice riff that the bass is doing, or maybe it'll be something with the guitar that'll catch my attention, or maybe it's just a nice groove with the drums. And usually once we catch one of those, we're like, okay, that's it. And we'll stick with that. And while he's building the track after that, because usually, you have to build up your rhythm section. So you'll have the drums, you'll have a guitar, you'll layer in the bass, and then you'll kind of grab some other sounds. So maybe there's some snaps, maybe there's some tree sounds that you want to have in there, little things like that you kind of lay on top of it. So he goes through and kind of builds the music. I'm listening like, yeah, I like that. No, not quite that. Yeah, that. And then we kind of do that. And I'm sitting next to him the whole time. And then the music just starts speaking to me. And so while he's creating that, right there in real time, I'm usually finding a hook or finding a phrase or grabbing a lyric or seeing what the song is making me think of. What am I visualizing? What am I seeing? What do I feel like the music is trying to tell us, right? And so I open myself up for every session for something magnificent to happen. And so I just go in open and we create just like that. And sometimes I'll run to the booth real quick and say, wait, I got something. And then we'll stop whatever we're doing. We'll get what I have to do. And sometimes those one takes actually end up lasting and end up on the EP itself. So yeah, so that's kind of how it goes. But we're in studio. I use Studio One. I have a home studio that's set up too. So sometimes I record my rough vocals to a rough track that we come up with, and I'll come home and play with it a little bit, and then go back in, refine everything, and then just go in and record my vocals. So, but yeah, we can usually get through a song in like about just a few hours. Yeah. It's amazing. You got to have good chemistry. You have to have good chemistry with the people who you work with, for me, right? Naturally. It's all about that. It's all about that chemistry. I found that makes it easy and makes it flow.
Naturally.
Yeah.
So I imagine you have great chemistry with Massey and the Masterminds, correct?
Oh yes. Those are my boys. Those are my brothers.
Want to give them a quick shout out right here before?
Yes, we have Quentin on keys, Kevin on bass, Matt on sax. We have on trumpet. We have our Mr. Clean, Greg. We have Joe on guitar. Oh my goodness. Who have I left out? I think that's
sure don't leave nobody out.
Yeah, I know. I'm going through the whole piece. And then it's at bass, keys, me, I'm the vocalist. Joe is our sound guy, but now he's way out in Italy, and so we're looking for a new sound guy. But amazing band. These guys are, they're vets. They really are. We have Girin, who's now up in West Point. He was our drummer for a long time before he went up to West Point. And a lot of these guys are in the Army and are in the Army band. So well-accomplished musicians. And I'm a great vocalist, but they make me sound and look great. And they give me a chance to take a break because they can take an instrumental and just turn it upside down and have the whole house rocking. So, love those guys. Absolutely love them. And my last name is Massey, so I'm Massey, but those guys are the masterminds. They are the ones that have the plan. So yeah, love you guys. Looking forward to getting back on the stage too. It's been a hard few months not being with them and looking to the side while I'm doing my music. Like, where are my guys?
Mm-hmm. I was actually going to ask you. So outside, before everything has gone on here, I know it's been a while since we had being able to do the live performance there. What were the kind of, you mentioned before that you're a person who prefers a live performance. You kind of feed off of it. You kind of go off of that. Do you kind of feed off the energy of the crowd in front of you? Do you sort of what is the swell of energy that you get from performing live with your band in front of people? Like, let's say, take me back to 2019 in that regards.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel that, some people have to get really quiet to meditate and to zone out from the world. For me, the stage is that for me. Like, it is the one place when I am like fully 100% present in the moment. That's why I love live music so much, because anything can happen, right? And it's such an amazing feeling, and it's kind of contagious. So I feel like, because I'm in the moment, we're dealing with live music, me and the guys, like, we're all wonderful musicians. And so you just never know where the music is going to take us. And that just kind of goes out to the crowd. The crowd loves it, and then they're giving it back. And so it's just like this beautiful love circle that's going on, and a wonderful, beautiful exchange. And so every performance is definitely unique, but that energy and that exchange that's there is always the same. It's always the same. And I think it's just because people are in the moment, and you're looking for an opportunity to step away from whatever it is that's going on. Sometimes people are celebrating things, so you're ready for the moment. And by the way, I always make the joke, hey, continue to drink the drinks. I sound better when you drink, you feel better. It all works out. You meet more people. Like, it's just a beautiful thing. So usually there's some other spirits going on at the same time, but the energy is amazing. It's nothing like when you just let go and just be. And so that's been kind of just my formula. I love it's just a beautiful thing, just to just shut it down, be in the moment, be present. You don't know where it's going to go, and that's okay. It's okay.
Interesting on that.
Yeah.
So I understand that that's the kind of thing you get when you look at the crowd. You're standing on stage. You have your boys behind you. You're looking forward at the people in front of you, kind
Yeah.
of feeding off that energy, looking at people as they're going through their lives. Some people are just celebrating an accomplishment. Some people are just relaxing. Some people are just there to listen to the music, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe they're just there to run away from something. Who knows?
Right.
But it's I get that kind of notion of feeding off the crowd in front of you. But, and this is a question I wanted to ask you here.
Yeah.
How is it when you're performing in front of a VR audience?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if you don't mind, can you just like kind of, is there a difference there? Is there a difference between that feeling? Can you go on to that, please?
Yeah, so the great thing about, especially in alt space, because it's such a social virtual reality platform, right? You get real time reactions. Like in my things with Massey and the Masterminds, usually I'm looking out to the crowd, and I can kind of feel from their eyes or their head movement or them moving, and then I can kind of say, okay, they're kind of with me, maybe they'll get up and dance. But in VR, like, you instantly can see when people are moved. First off, sometimes you can hear that the music the conversations go down. Sometimes you can hear the conversations that are going on at the same time, right? And then they have all of these reaction buttons. So you can see on here how it's a lot of the hearts. People start clapping their hands. They give all these expressions in real time while you're singing. So even whenever you're standing on the stage and you're looking out, and then you can see so many people on so many levels, because, in VR, sometimes you can float, you can fly, people are all over, and you see where they're reacting. And then you also, instead of just zoning in on one person, you have the visual to see that a lot of people are doing the same things at the same time. And so you're getting this instant kind of connection, and it's like a collective, and everyone is there enjoying it at the same time. And so it's like it's different. It's a different visual, but it still gets it across, and you feel fully submerged in this new experience with everyone and because you have the avatars there, that's representing people, how they've chosen to present themselves, right? So it's like we're all in here presenting ourselves as we want to be. And there's nothing that is going to differentiate us, right? And with VR being a new technology, a lot of us are drawn and pulled in just because we want that connection. We want something new. We want to be immersed into something. We want to kind of go and zone out, and and then who would want to say, like, usually in real life you'll just go to one club, right? But in VR, you can get on a yacht, you can go to the beach, you can go to Vegas. You can go to Cali, you can round it out in New York, and then you can go to a speakeasy all in the same night, right? So many of us are just taking a ride and jumping a portal from here to there. So it's amazing to look out on the crowd and see so many people just vibing to what you're doing, because they could be walking around, they could leave, they can throw out a portal, go somewhere else. But when they're standing still and taking the time to actually react, that's beautiful to me. And it gives me instant gratification, right? As I'm singing different songs, oh, they really like this song, and they're showing it.
It's really awesome right there.
Yeah.
Especially, it's kind of surprising to me in terms of that kind of reaction to it. I was always afraid that, that people in VR, it's like sort of it would feel a little bit more impersonal, since you don't get to see their reactions, and you don't get to see their faces in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kind
Yeah.
of like estimate, or are they really vibing, or are they just kind of are they into it, or are they not? It's fascinating. I'm happy to hear that people are going through there. I mean, there's certainly, I know that for some of these things it'll be probably a lot better for them to go through and handle this. You mentioned that you can be on a yacht in Vegas, in California.
Right.
I mean, those are all very awesome things to go through there. Lord knows, I could imagine going. I mean, at least the drinks will be cheaper, if that's what I'm
right. Well, yeah, we make those jokes all the time. Like, the drink's on me. Go get yourself a drink at the bar. It's on me. I'm covering all the drinks tonight. So it's super fun. And just shout out to all of the developers out there. This view that you're seeing here was set up by Artsy. She does amazing work out there in alt space and just in the VR platform itself. But you can see how they have roses on the table. So a lot of people can throw the roses onto the stage. So that's another thing, right? So super cool. I mean, just it's an amazing space. Amazing space.
Bravo. I was going to say, ma'am, so not only you're an accomplished musician, but you've also, and we were talking about this a little bit beforehand, that you're also a mother.
Yes. My number one job. Yes, I am a mommy of 4 amazing kids, ranging from the ages of 12 and almost 21. So yeah, I've covered it all. So 3 girls and my baby's the boy. Yeah.
Oh boy. 3 older sisters too, though.
I know, he's gonna be well prepared.
Yeah, he's gonna be a lady killer when he gets up there.
Yeah, he's got it all covered. He can handle any week of the month.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do your children get involved with your performances? Do they come and perform?
Yeah, so that's the great thing with the band, and we laugh about this now. I used to be in a band before this one called Bad Funky Bones. So literally, probably for about the past 8 or 9 years, right? My kids have always known me to be singing. Like my son, ever since he's kind of been in school, he's seen us rehearsing on Sundays and things. And then those guys actually have kids too. So usually the rehearsals will be at my house, and so all the kids will be here playing, and then we'll do it. And then as a result of that, we try to have family, every now and then. We don't always try to go to all of the night places, but we try to go to some family friendly places as well, where we can perform, and then our families can come and see us too. But my older girls have been my social media experts. They can get on there and help their mom get all of this stuff done and things designed in Canva and everything else. They're little entrepreneurs themselves. So, I can have them to a certain extent. They're like, Mom, I got to go work on my own stuff, But my youngest daughter is a singer herself. So she's the one, all of my kids are very creative and talented, but she's the one who said, you know what, I want to be a singer. And so she's actually in voice lessons with my singing coach from earlier that we were talking about. So they get involved, and to us, music is just another way of expressing ourselves and emoting. And so it's the best gift I feel like I can give them. Yeah.
You're currently located in Texas now, right?
I am. I'm in San Antonio, from New Orleans, and spent some time in Memphis and Houston. My dad's from Jersey, but my mama's from Texas. So Texas is kind of, it's like where all my family is. And so I'm a Texas kind of girl.
Yes, you'll go, your old Southern girl, ain't
I'm a Southern girl. I'm a Southern girl. Yes.
I could tell by that kind of like, there's a certain way like I feel like singers down south have in comparison to singers up north, where
Mm,
I don't know if it's like the influence of sort of a more bluesy
yeah.
kind of down home sort of like kind of more like you can feel it in the soul of it. I feel in some regards
Yeah.
people from up north and out west, they maybe a lot of them sing with their heads.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you see a lot of people down south coming through and they be singing with their hearts. They kind of
Yeah.
they put that oomph on it.
Yeah.
Like as though I know.
Yeah, no. I completely get that. Yeah, and whenever you just said that, like it's kind of amazing because in Texas you have country. My family has a Creole background, so we have a lot of Zydeco kind of stuff, which is kind of like a mix between country and blues and a lot of different kind of instruments and things like that. But my time in Memphis was the blues. Of course, New Orleans is jazz, right? You throw in my dad piece up there in Jersey, that whole New York kind of flavor that's there. And so it does make for a really good gumbo, as I would say, of music. So I hadn't really thought about how all of those different things have come together. But yeah, it is, I think, and you have not that anyone up north, I can only speak for my experience, but there's so many things that have happened in life and with family, and sometimes all you can do is kind of find a heart song to kind of get you through some of it, right? And so I think that is where probably a lot of artists kind of just draw from life experiences and just let go and do it, because in many ways, the life that we're living, our creativity is our escape, right? So best way to do it is to, like you said, get out of your head and find your heart. So I think that's what all us creatives do. We're just trying to find our hearts and get out of our heads.
Yeah, let me say something real quick, just for in case I get some angry letters coming in the emails, as it were. No offense to the good, fine folks of up north and out west.
Yes,
you have very
yes.
beautiful, very wonderful singers out there. Yes, all of you.
Absolutely.
Totally. All
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So if you don't let me ask you, and
Yeah.
because I had D being out here a little bit quiet over there, I was going to say, how did you get in contact with D? How did you guys meet up?
Oh my gosh. So D and I met on the highest of 7 hills, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University in Tallahassee, Florida, years ago. Oh my gosh. I really start telling our age. So D has just been an amazing, amazing brother and family to me for years. And he was in engineering. I was in business, but D is all about music and part of the Marching 100 too. So yeah, he's just been amazing. And so we've connected then and have remained connected since then.
That actually prompted me a question I was going to ask you guys. Have you guys ever had a chance to perform together? I know D is a huge music guy.
Yeah. We keep planning and plotting, and then it just doesn't happen. So it just hasn't happened just yet. So D, we got to work on that.
Well, now that we are in this virtual environment, and it could be absolutely a greater possibility. I was earlier today cabling up my my new rack. I sent you pictures of it. So,
yeah.
I was doing that today, and then that's why I was like a little bit late. I'm like, I can't get it to work. So I'm excited about producing music because I'm buying some new gear, and I'm also using the opportunity to train my son up on these items, on what button does what, and the cables, and and plugging stuff in, and the proper way to handle it, as opposed to coming up and banging on it. So using this build process as an opportunity for him to get familiar with the equipment. So absolutely, look, we'll get together soon, and we'll definitely hammer something out. I mean, I'm getting some new gear. I should be cabled up in a week or
Yeah.
two. I'm gonna be pumping out some beats real soon.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, when I was playing, I remember D probably gosh, this is like some decades ago when I was like, "Hey, I think I want to start writing." And then you remember you were sending me some beats and I was like singing and writing
Yep.
over them. I don't think I ever sent it to you. I might have sent you like maybe a memo of it, but I wasn't confident in my songwriting back then. But I remember whenever we were starting with that, and so it was amazing because he's very jazzy, and I love jazzy live music type vibe, and so yeah, we just get ready. We'll come here and drop it here. We'll drop it here.
Yep. Hey, actually, we got a
Yeah.
platform right here. Good one. Good one.
That's
so,
it.
So, Tramika, some of the
Yeah.
things. Sorry, Trey Rochelle. Some of the
Yes,
things
yes,
I
yes,
wanted to-
yes.
Insistent terminology, fam. Insistent terminology.
Right, right.
Trey, hold on. I gotta. In order for me to speak to Trey Rochelle, I gotta have a certain energy. So, Trey Rochelle. Okay,
Yes.
Here we go. So, what you have done is some amazing things when it comes to technology. So, you went out and bought a headset. You
Yeah.
have some hardware for audio. You mentioned Studio One and some stuff.
Yeah.
And you hacked something together that not a lot of people have done.
True.
So
True.
I wanted to hear that story. You know, the story
Sure.
of doing that, and then maybe some of the technical things, the hardware equipment you have, because that's an amazing journey that you took on, and you went out and solved a whole bunch of challenges. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
you wanted to use your craft in this new environment. Can you tell us a little bit about that and talk about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the one thing that I saw with the headset, right? Usually, just like much like with Zoom, and I think even when we were playing the song earlier and playing the music, it wants to pull back the music and let the voice come through because a lot of platforms are built more for speaking, right? And so there's always a lot of different settings that you have to kind of play through, don't suppress this sound, don't pull this out. And so you have to do a lot of things like that. So for me, knowing I wanted to deliver a really great live experience, I wanted to make sure that wouldn't happen. And then you guys know how it is. Usually you can't hear yourself. Like right now, I sound a little muffled to myself, but hopefully I'm sounding amazing to you guys, right? And so I just didn't want that didn't want that to happen. In that setting. And so I kind of went around and saw and went to some open mics and kind of listened to how different things were coming across. And what I found was like people were kind of like playing the music in their background. And then the sound would kind of come past them to the microphone. And then of course they're standing right in front of the microphone or they're standing with their headset. So it's picking up their voice. And I just didn't like the mix so much. So I actually pulled out an iRig. I had an iRig stream and I connected it into my mixer. I have a portable XP, I think it's Expedition 800, that my speakers connect into each other, and then the mixer is it attached to one of the speakers. It's part of the inside of the speaker, so you can just kind of take it out the back. It's a very compact thing. And then the other speaker has a compartment that holds all of my cords and things like that. So it's very easy. And then the speakers have like handles on them. And so I had that little one piece, and that's usually what I go with. And I have a bag that has all of my poles and everything. So I use that mixer. Grabbed that mixer, plugged into the speakers going out with my rig, and then I plugged my little effect box that I had so I can put some echo on it and some reverb, make my vocals wet or dry. And so I connected my microphone into my effects box, from my effects box into my first channel on there. And then there's a Bluetooth within my mixer where I'm able to pick up the music. But you could always hardwire in your music from your phone. I had it coming through my phone, so I just created my playlist in my phone with my performance tracks and set all that up, went into my settings, made sure that I selected iRig for both of them. I did do it in 2D instead of doing it in VR with my headset. So I did that. I stayed in my headset before I got on stage so that I could interact with people and be immersed into the environment. But then when it came time to me actually to perform on stage, I switched over to 2D and had my mixer and everything kind of set up. And so I haven't found out how I can get that music to play with the headset without my voice kind of riding over it. So I just flip between 2D and in 3D VR. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, I mean, I think any mixer will do, any microphone will do. You don't have to have a voice box. I just kind of did that because it was easier for me to kind of control it from there. But that iRig really, really was good. I mean, it just went right into my computer, no problems. And that solved a lot for me. Because really, I could have just gone straight from that. Right into the mic even, just have your microphone and plug it in. But I needed to get my music and my mic through there. So if you're just talking, you can always do it without the music, but you'll probably need to have a mixer of some sort where you can get your vocals and your performance track into something so you can kind of control the balance and the mix that's there.
Wow. How much time do you think you invested trying to figure this out?
Oh my goodness. I would say it was off and on for probably about 5 days. Off and on, trying to tweak it and figure it out, and then get someone to be on the other end to help me figure it out too, right? So to get someone to go into the environment. So, I would probably tinker around with it like a couple hours over a few different days. And that may mean I had to go because I didn't have the right chord at one time. And then I needed to listen so then I also have, the iRig has a point for you to connect in for your headset, or you can put in some earbuds, or I put my in-ear monitors in it. And so you can hear what's going into the computer. You can do that. But I also noticed that if I turned my speaker behind and had my monitor kind of faced away from my microphone so I wouldn't get any feedback, but I could hear my music coming out of the speaker and it wouldn't jump back into my microphone. I made sure that my iRig wasn't looping back, so it wasn't sending a signal back to me. When I did that, I could at least hear the music that I was playing, and I could stay connected and stay in sync, and make sure that me and the music were going through together. So that was helpful too. That was another thing. So I was actually able to play the music without having to have monitors or headphones on or anything like that. I was able to play it through my speaker. I just had that in my own room, so only I could hear it, and my microphone didn't even pick it up, which was good. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. So, so you've done all that. You made all this change. You've learned a lot. How, if there's someone out there who wanted to try this, someone
Yeah.
who may be interested in this, what recommendations, what thoughts or comments would you have for an individual like that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say just go. Just get out there and just do it. There's so many different opportunities to just go out and interact with other people and just try different things. You can set up your own events out there, and just invite a friend and just start playing around with it. And the one thing, because I had to get out of my head too about it, use what you have. Really take inventory of what you have. Don't feel like you need to delay going out there because you think you don't have something or you think you're not there. Go out and use it, and then start just grabbing and pulling stuff together. Put this cord in here, maybe it doesn't work going into the speaker mixer. Maybe try doing it into the monitor speaker, right? try to go through an interface too, right? Some people have interfaces out there. You have that USB interface that you're not really using for recording or something like that. Just pull it out and connect it in, and then just start working. Start working with it. So I say just try it. Look at the equipment that you have. There's probably some different things you can even do in your headset, and it may be where you can find a way where you're playing the song close enough, like maybe place it right underneath your headset, and maybe then the music can pick up and be picked up, and you can try it that way. So just use your source of music and play it, and then just sing into your headset even, and then just ask someone like, how does that sound? How does that mix? Maybe you need to pull the phone a little bit further away, or put it a little bit closer up to you. The good thing about VR, no one really knows in reality what you're really looking like or what your background is looking like, right? I mean, when I'm done with VR, like I almost feel like I'm that kid that's like just woke up from surgery, right? And I have all these cords all over the place. I'm trying to take these cords off of me because there's cords everywhere. It's, all these other things. So just be okay with it, looking a little bit crazy in real life, but you may be actually putting together something amazing, and you just learn. It's a journey. It's a journey.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
imagine so. Lord knows that we've been going through a journey ourselves, right, Dee, over the course of this past year in terms of going through this stuff.
That's right. We've definitely experienced all of those.
Right.
All the bugs, the trials, the tribulations, the wants, the complaints, the tears. But it's been a good year so far, and we want to thank you, ma'am, for joining us.
Yes, absolutely.
But the celebrations will not end here. No, not end here. I will have a couple questions here, just to kind of go away from the previous topic we've been discussing here first. I was going to ask you, ma'am, are you a fan of musical theater?
I am. I am a thespian. I perform in theater. So yes. Yes. Yes.
Were you performing before, the pandemic came across?
I did. Yeah, I absolutely did. So Lackland, which is the Air Force base here, has a performing group. And we put on theater things. Definitely, they're on base, but individuals in the community can come out too. So it's like a community military based. I'm not in the military, but I've been brought in by others who are. And so, I go in, and we've done a number of different acts. I did Gilligan's Island. I was Ginger. So it was really, really, really cool. Really cool. But I love theater. Yes. Love it. Takes a lot of time. It's a commitment. It's a commitment.
I can imagine so. Lord knows I don't have the temperament to be an actor, but I do appreciate all the people who go into learning your lines, having to make sure you do your part here and there to go through it there. There was a movie that came out recently. I haven't actually gotten a chance to see it myself, but it's a musical movie. A musical, I suppose, called In the Heights.
Oh my gosh, I keep seeing that, and I need to watch it. It's on my list. It's on my list because what was that? I was in Roblox with my son, and they did a big premiere in there, like the countdown for it, and it was so cool. It was so cool. In Roblox.
Now that is fascinating right there. Especially, I know Roblox has been kind of one of the tools that one of the things the kids usually play around in. When I was younger, it was Minecraft. That was the huge deal. Nowadays, it's Roblox. I know that a lot of people have been going into that kind of thing, and it is fascinating to see how open and like people go in there and using it for the sake of performances and whatnot, or for the sake of advertising as it is there. It is fascinating and kind of fascinating there. Huh?
Right. Yeah, no, because my son was trying to tell me that I could do my video release in Roblox, and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, Ma, it's like this new movie that's going to come out," and they had it set up. It was like a countdown. It was like a week in advance, and they were doing a block party. So they were getting ready for a block party that was going to happen right before it was going to be released. But you got on like a subway. And so around the subway, they had like the trailer of the movie. They had posters that kind of talked about the movie, and different artists. And then you were kind of like on this subway track with your friends. And then you could like, change and put on different skins and things like that. So it was cool. It was cool. Like, this is an amazing time for us as a people, and just for technology and VR. Like, it's just amazing. Everybody should be jumping in. It's something for everyone.
Well, most definitely, most definitely. We would also encourage all of those people listening in the audience today. Go ahead and post and comment about, your experiences with the new technology and whatnot. I know many people are using Roblox. They're also doing things like concerts in games, like say Fortnite, for example, where they would actually have full scale concerts,
Right.
as people were just playing around and having fun and whatnot. It's absolutely fascinating. So we would love to hear from the people in the audience today, just to kind of talk about both what their experiences in this kind of thing, whatever things whatever tools they see where they are getting exposed to these kind of concerts, whether it be Alt Space, Roblox, Fortnite, whatever have you. Just talk to us. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, we're approaching the time right here, Joe. So I want to say, Dee, is there any final questions that you want to ask Miss Trey Rochelle? All right. So before we go, I do want to say, first and foremost, thank you, ma'am, for joining us today. We honestly and truly really appreciate it. It's been fun and it's been enlightening.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Happy anniversary to you guys. Many, 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 many more. Many, 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 many more. And many blessings to you. I appreciate the opportunity. And I look forward to coming back.
So before we sign off, Ms. Rochelle, can you just go through and tell the people, where can they find you? Where can they get the EP?
Absolutely. Yes, you can go to www.TreyRochelle.com. And yeah, it's right up here. So you can go to my website. I have all of my digital music there. You can purchase it there, and just load it onto your phone, put it in your library, get it into your iTunes. But if you're on a run, right, I'm on all streaming platforms. So you can get it through Google Play. You can get it on Spotify. You can stream it right now on Pandora. I have a radio station, Trey Rochelle. Yeah, radio station. So go there, and I have all those links on my website. So the website is the best one-stop shop that you can go. I have merch on there too, posters and more things coming. I just started being a radio personality last week. So more stuff coming with that. And I'm going to have a radio show that's going to start July 5th. So you'll be able to hear me. It's VR105.com. And so it's metaverse. And so it's a radio station that actually blends the natural world with the VR world. So it's really cool, really cool. So give it up for the metaverse family that I'm a part of as well. So you'll see all of that on my website.
So no wonder you've been doing so well in this interview right here. Like, you already have the practice for it.
Well, listen, I just went on and did an interview with them for the VR performance that we were doing. And they were like, you know what? You got soul and you sound good. I think you'll do good on the radio. You want to come and be a guest? And I came on, and when I was a guest for a little while, and they were like, you know what? We think that you might need to have your own show, and we could use your music and your style and your flow. And let's do that. So I'll be on from like 10 to 2. Monday through Friday, Eastern time, starting on July 5th on VR105.com. There's a Droid app as well that you can download for that. But yeah. So it's amazing. It's amazing.
Before we close off today, I just want to say again, thank you. But also,
yes,
like, that's absolutely fascinating. Just how this VR was able to act as a sort of stepping stone for you to go into this kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And I want for people, the people in the audience, to think about that as well. Well, it may be a stretch of trying out anything new, and it may be a while before people start coming into it. Eventually, if you build it and you do it well, they will come, and people will start banging at your door there. So I want to say, very impressive. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. And yeah, don't be afraid, guys. Just jump in the VR world. We'll catch you.
And I'm a kind of scrawny kind of dude, so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. So that being said, though, D, where can the people find you at, fam?
Awesome.
Hmm. Well, see now, guys, y'all can find me at Shane Grant at Facebook. You can find me at Shane Grant, although without the E, on LinkedIn. You can also see me at various different places around your local comic book shops. I am a huge comic book collector, and I would love to talk to you about shop. Just please, please, please don't ask me about like what's going on with the current events. I don't know, nor do I kind of care at the moment. So before we go off, I want to say thank you guys so much. Happy anniversary, D. I also want to say happy Father's Day, D. Does Kai
Yay.
does Kaio have anything planned for you? Ooh, yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows? Speaking of Saturday, I want to say to everyone, happy Juneteenth coming up. That's a federal
Yeah.
holiday now, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, Lord knows we could always use some more federal holidays. I mean, Lord knows, like when was Memorial Day? Like, I need the break, man. I need the break. That That said, though, it is an important holiday, and it does speak a lot in terms of African American history, or as I
Yeah.
like to call it, Black history. Um,
Yeah.
it's been a long time coming, and I'm actually quite happy to see that that is a holiday. I would like to give a quick shout out to my own dad. His birthday would have actually have been this 19th on the 19th.
Oh,
So
wow.
Lord knows if he was
Yeah.
Lord knows if he's still around, he'll have been pretty happy to say that people will be declaring his birthday as a national holiday.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. So, Pa, I love you. I always did. I always will. And to everyone out there, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you guys next time.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Awesome. Gosh, that took the whole hour. I didn't mean to take the whole hour.
Oh
We
no, I
just
had
were going. Yeah.
now when we have a
Yeah.
great interview, like I just usually just let them talk. You were great.
Oh, awesome. No, it was great that you all had me thinking. I'm like, oh yeah, that you're right. I did do that. Yeah. It was good to talk about that tech because yeah, that was I had to take pictures of that so I could